The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Anna stepped forward, her boots echoing against the crystalline floor. Beside her, Jack, her assigned human companion under the Krylaxian breeding contract, stood with his arms crossed, looking thoroughly unimpressed by the assembled alien dignitaries. "You paid the Earth government 17 billion credits," Anna said, her voice carrying across the vast hall. "For what exactly?" High Magistrate Velcora, a towering insectoid being with compound eyes that shimmered like oil slicks, clicked her mandibles in what passed for Krylaxian laughter. "For genetic material, Ambassador. Your species possesses remarkable adaptive capabilities. We require them," Jack snorted. "You bought me like I'm some kind of prize stud." "Precisely," Velcora replied without shame. "The Krylaxian species is dying. Our genetics have stagnated. We need fresh DNA, and humans, despite being a young primitive species, have proven surprisingly resilient across diverse environments." Anna had expected this mission to be straightforward diplomacy. Instead, she'd arrived at the Krylaxian homeworld to discover that Earth's government had signed away breeding rights for several hundred human volunteers in exchange for advanced technology and credits. Jack had been one of them, a former Marine who'd signed up thinking it would be easy money. Now, standing before the council, watching Velcora's chosen mate, an elegant Krylaxian female named Shilara, waiting in the ceremonial chamber beyond, reality had set in for both of them. "The contract is binding," Velcora continued. "You accepted payment. Now fulfill your obligation." Jack looked at Anna, then at Shilara, who stood perfectly still, her iridescent carapace gleaming under the chamber's bioluminescent lights. Her large dark eyes betrayed no emotion, but Anna had learned enough about Krylaxian biology to know that Shilara was terrified. "Wait," Anna said. "How exactly does this work? Biologically speaking, humans and Krylaxians aren't even remotely compatible." Velcora gestured to a hovering medical drone. "We have developed the technology. The human will provide genetic material. Our scientists will extract, modify, and integrate it into Shilara's egg cluster. The offspring will be Krylaxian, but with enhanced adaptive capabilities. So you don't actually need—" Jack trailed off, realization dawning on his face. "Physical reproduction?" Velcora's mandibles clicked again. "No, that would be biologically impossible. We require only a genetic sample." Anna fought back a laugh. The great Krylaxian breeding contract, the scandal that had rocked Earth's media for months, the source of countless protests and ethical debates, all of it came down to what was essentially a blood test. "Then why," Jack demanded, "did your contract specify breeding rights and reproductive partnership and all that other dramatic language?" For the first time, Velcora seemed uncomfortable. The council insisted on traditional terminology. "It is ceremonial." The old ways demand, "You made it sound like something completely different." Jack's voice rose. "I've been losing sleep for 3 months thinking I was going to have to—" He gestured helplessly. Shilara suddenly spoke, her voice a melodic series of chimes translated by the neural implant in Anna's ear. "I too was afraid. Our species does not engage in the human method. The very concept is disturbing to us." Anna looked between Shilara and Jack, then at Velcora, and finally understood. The Krylaxians, for all their technological advancement, were deeply uncomfortable with biological reproduction. They'd wrapped their genetic harvesting program in formal, legal language to distance themselves from the reality of what they were asking. And Earth's government, desperate for alien technology, had signed the contracts without asking the obvious questions. "So let me get this straight," Anna said slowly. "You paid billions of credits for what amounts to a voluntary DNA donation?" "The genetic material is valuable," Velcora insisted, "and the human must remain here for the gestation period, 3 lunar cycles, to provide additional samples if needed." "The contract is specific," Jack laughed, a genuine, relieved sound. 3 months of sitting around your fancy palace, getting fed alien food and occasionally spitting into a tube? Lady, you've got yourself a deal. Over the following weeks, Anna watched something unexpected unfold. Jack, freed from his anxiety about the breeding process, began to genuinely engage with Krylaxian culture. He taught Shilara about human history, humor, and adaptability. She, in turn, showed him the vast botanical gardens of the Krylaxian capital, explaining how her people had engineered entire ecosystems. When the genetic integration finally took place, Anna was present in the medical facility. Shilara's egg cluster, now enhanced with human adaptive genes, pulsed with soft blue light in its incubation chamber. "The preliminary readings are extraordinary," the chief medical scientist reported. "The hybrid genetics are stable. The offspring will have enhanced temperature tolerance, improved disease resistance, and accelerated learning capabilities." Belcora stood beside them, her usual composure cracking slightly. "This could save our species." Jack looked at the glowing eggs with something like wonder. "Those are kinda mine, aren't they?" "Genetically, you have contributed approximately 23% of the augmented DNA sequences," the scientist confirmed. "By Krylaxian law, you are recognized as a genetic progenitor. The offspring will know your name." When Anna and Jack finally returned to Earth, they carried with them not just the promised technology, but something more valuable: a genuine alliance. The Krylaxians, impressed by human adaptability and Jack's unexpected cultural diplomacy, proposed an exchange program. At the spaceport, Shilara came to see them off. Through the translator, she spoke directly to Jack. "My children will carry your strength. When they emerge, I will tell them of the human who gave them the gift of resilience." Jack, surprisingly emotional, nodded. "Tell them their human dad said to be bold, be curious, and never stop asking questions." As their shuttle lifted away from the Krylaxian homeworld, Anna turned to Jack. "So, how does it feel to be a father to an entire generation of hybrid aliens?" Jack grinned. "Better than I expected, though I'm definitely reading the fine print on any future contracts." Below them, in the medical facility, Shilara's eggs continued to develop. Inside each one, human determination merged with Krylaxian intelligence, creating something new, a bridge between species, born not from conquest or subjugation, but from mutual need and unexpected understanding. The galaxy, it seemed, had much to learn from humanity, not because humans were stronger or smarter, but because they possessed something rare among spacefaring civilizations: the ability to adapt, to find humor in absurdity, and to forge connections across impossible divides. And sometimes, that was enough to save a dying species and change the course of interstellar history.